because it's not like you have an idea, give it a
Yeah.
go, and it's boom. It's not like that. You are going to fail multiple times,
Yeah.
and you have to grow from that.
Hi, thank you for watching the Unbox College podcast. Please remember, we are not career counselors, nor are we experts in the fields in which we work. These podcasts are just so we can pass on information and stories and equip students with insights into college life and culture. We hope you enjoy. Thank you.
Hi, guys, and welcome to the Unbox College podcast. Today, we're talking to Akash, who is going to tell us about the intricacies of the very, very fancy design degree. Akash has studied design from MIT in Pune and is going to tell us about his experience in the Institute of Design and the various intricacies that the course has. So, thank you so much, Akash, for doing this. We are really excited to have you on board. Awesome. So, just starting from the very beginning, can you tell me a little bit about 11th, 12th, and any sort of prep if you had to do to enter design school?
Yeah, so basically, to enter any design field, you just need a 12th certificate. It's
Yeah.
even from commerce, arts, or science, it doesn't matter. But if you are specifically looking for product design or
Yeah.
industrial design, it's good
Correct.
to have thing like science background, because a lot of subjects inside the design field in the product design courses are related to the science background. Like for most exams like JEE or any other competitive exams, you would see that there is a specific pattern, but here you won't see any specific pattern for judging the students. It's basically on creativity, so you won't get books like JEE Mains or any other courses in the market. All you need to have is some creative instincts, go through previous papers,
Correct.
and you should have something like general knowledge what is going on in the world, and that's it. That's all you need to uh, enter into design field.
Correct. All right. So, I think you went on to talk about entrance exams. So, can you tell
Yeah.
me the specific name of this entrance exam and how it works?
There isn't any specific entrance exam or common entrance exam for all these universities. Each university conducts its own entrance examination, and you have to like give entrance examination for those colleges if you want to opt for those colleges.
Yeah.
But if you see, the common pattern of these entrance exams is same. So there will be two rounds, which is called as design aptitude test. So design aptitude test 1 and design aptitude test 2.
Uh-huh.
So design aptitude test 1, you will be test on your general knowledge, MCQs, and IQ ability, as well as your EQ ability, emotional quotient ability. And after that, based on your score, you will be like based on your score, you will be qualified for the second round, which is DAT2. In this DAT2, your practical skills will be tested, your design and creative level will be tested, as well
Acha.
as your problem solving skills will be tested.
Acha.
And your interview, like how you conduct yourself in an interview or in a
Correct. Soft skills.
yeah, soft skills will be tested, and based on the overall result, there will again be a list out of those number of seats available. So for example, if you for NID, its number of seats available for general category is 50, so only top 50 will be selected, and rest will be from the reserved category. For MIT, it is like 300 seats, so only 300 seats people will be selected, and rest have to like they automatically will be eliminated. IDC, it's called Indian Design Center. So it is based in IIT Bombay. So there only 15 seats are available, and it's more towards scientific and calculative side of design.
Correct, correct. Apart from that, the famous ones that I have heard of are obviously NID.
Yeah,
Then are there any others that students should know about? Shishti was another one that is a little famous.
yeah,
Anything
yeah.
else?
So NID is basically known as the pioneer of design. So it started design in India. So almost all graduates which are there before 2000s are mostly from NID. They didn't go to different colleges because NID was the only one who was offering degrees, and
Correct.
others were offering diplomas.
Ah,
So right now only three colleges are offering degrees, which is NID, then it is MIT, and then there is IIT Bombay. Yeah.
Shishti and all don't offer degrees.
Yeah, as of now, they don't have that permission to offer degrees. They
Oh,
offer, yeah. Even in NID, only NID Ahmedabad can offer degrees.
so a lot of
Uh,
graphic designers and product designers just have diplomas. They don't have official degrees.
yeah, till now, it's that way. But like from my batch in MIT, they started offering degrees.
Acha. So specifically talking about MIT, what
Yeah.
was MIT's sort of leaning, and what was students in MIT more likely to study?
So MIT is known for product design, and then second is the graphic design. A lot of people in my batch also go to product design and graphic design. Now it's also been known for user experience design.
UI UX.
UI UX is a hot topic right now. So
correct. Just to clarify, there are
yeah.
so many niches in design. There is obviously product design, there is your fashion design, there is UI UX
Yeah.
design, there is graphic design. So are these niches introduced in first year itself, or do they come later?
No, so in first year, like I said, like no one knows what design is. So in first year, you are tested with all of the skills. You get hands-on in fashion design. You get hands-on in graphic design software. And a lot of people, believe me, change their thoughts after that first year and
Correct.
try to offer the stream that they haven't thought that they would be in.
Yeah. Makes sense. Yeah. So that first year sort of gives you a taster of everything. And then after that, you can pick your specialization or pick your niche. A new one that you spoke about that I actually didn't know was such a big thing was UI UX design, which in case people are confused, and maybe you can explain a little bit more about it.
If I give you a simple example, if you buy a product, it's not just a product that you are going to experience in the short period of time, but it's going to be the long period of time, your journey with the product, right from buying it or right from the decision of shortlisting the product.
Correct.
So shortlist a product for a particular reason and say you go to the market and then you see this nice packaging of other devices and how you open the box, how you will feel the product when you test it, and how it's going to be the long-term experience and how is the sales experience. So that thing is actually a user experience design.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Coming back to college, what about testing and examinations? How do they happen?
So design colleges don't have any books.
Yeah.
You don't have any exams. Your exams are basically juries, or you can say exhibitions. So when I say no books, it doesn't mean that you don't have to vouch for things. Yeah, but it's just like that. Design doesn't believe in rote learning. Okay, so you have to learn and imbibe it in yourself to actually make. So if you say I have certain concept or I have this idea and I think this would happen, you have to prove it and make it happen. That's how it is. And based on that idea or product, whatever you showcase, you will be judged and given marks. So your 75% marks are from the assignments, and 25%, which are crucial marks, are from jury. So jury is basically, there will be a panel of 4 people or 5 people. Some of them will be from the industry or industry experts. Some of them will be from the college itself. So one of them is from graphic design, one of them is from product design, one of them is from user experience. So it's a mixed bundle of people, and they will sit together and you will present your projects to them, your assignments, your work to them, and then you will be judged based on your work, and then you will be given marks, and then you will pass that semester.
Awesome. Makes sense. And it is, juries is something, I think it's also very common in architectural colleges, right? So I think it's all on the same lines only, and somehow your aesthetic abilities have to come together to pass in your exams, which is very interesting. All right, what do these internships look like in a design school? Do you get like a break after each semester to intern, or how does it work?
So yeah, every semester, after every semester you have some 10-15 days break. After summer semester you get a longer break, and you are expected to do internship in those designs. For first and second year it's not compulsory, but for third year it's compulsory and it's graded. Most of the interns get paid because they don't have to train the interns to do their work. They are already have some knowledge about the softwares and how to do basic design stuff, and that's why most of the internships are paid internships.
Correct. Now coming towards the final years of your program, what about like jobs and placements? So I know for a fact that designers are known to be freelance. Matlab, in the freelance space, सबसे ज़्यादा you'll find designers only. But apart
Yeah.
from that, in terms of jobs, where do product designers specifically apply, and where would they be likely to build careers?
So a lot of things around us is actually product. So product designer is basically also applies for digital products and physical products like mouse and everything. And digital products, I don't need to introduce. It's right in front of us. Zoom is one of
Correct.
the part of the digital.
Absolutely.
So based on the interest, people apply to various sectors like appliance sector, or you can say Godrej, Bajaj. Bajaj is also automobile sector, so you can also apply for automobile design based on your portfolio. So whenever a product designer or any designer applies, he sends his portfolio, he sends his work copy. So degree marks are sidelined, and your work is actually valued in the industry.
Acha.
Yeah, you need to pass, like it's not that you if you fail you
Yeah.
will still get
You get away
job.
with it. Yeah.
Yeah, you need to pass, but your work has more potential and value than your degree marks. And corporate companies like Accenture, then IBM, then Godrej, uh, uh, um L&T,
Mm.
Lasses, and
Yeah.
many more campuses for placements. And apart from that, people also apply for studios. So those who don't want to go to the corporate world, who want a free environment
Correct.
to build and growth, and they actually go for design studios, and they work there.
Correct.
Yeah.
Something interesting that you said earlier was that a lot of the colleges don't have degrees; they have diplomas, which
Yeah.
sort of may potentially restrict opportunities to do like a master's program or a postgraduate program for that matter.
Yeah.
So, in the design field, is it common to do a postgraduate degree, or is it rare, or um,
So in design, if you have done design in India, most of the students won't do post graduation in India.
okay.
They go for something which is more specific or super specialization in abroad. So what happened? So till now, the design culture in India is like people do engineering and then they do masters or masters in
Correct.
design. Yeah.
Correct.
uh, Most of the designers who do graduation in India go abroad and do super specialization. And for it's known fact that for any specialization in abroad, you need to have a 4-year degree program in India. Yeah.
So, how do they do it?
So basically, you have to apply for a design aptitude test of each colleges. The approach is very similar. Each
All right.
college has their aptitude test. You have to
Correct.
give that. But for abroad, you have to pass the English proficiency test. If you are going for something like TU Delft, then you have an advantage if you know the German language.
Correct. Makes sense. Yeah. All right. Yeah. So I think there are opportunities to study further, but you are saying that very rarely will somebody do a postgraduate degree in design in India. Instead, they
Yeah.
will probably supplement it. I mean, I've also seen a lot of online courses come up, so maybe niches can be built through that, and practical experience, of course, because for a designer, their portfolio is a very, very core part of their existence.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that makes sense. Anything else you would like to say about your degree, about your college, your degree, college culture, anything?
So it might look like it's very easy and very chill environment we have in design, but you have to sometimes like give away weekends. You have to
Yeah.
work more than college time or school time. Like any other field, you have to put in your hard work to get the best out of you.
Yeah.
And sometimes after doing so much work, faculty would say like it's not reaching up to that level. So you have to have a like you are going to fail. Yeah, you are going to fail a lot of times in design, because it's not like you have an idea, you could give it you give a go you give it
Yeah.
a go and it's boom. It's not like that. You are going to fail multiple times,
Yeah.
and you have to grow from that. That's it.
Absolutely. That's really what I mean, it's true, you're going to, and sometimes you can put a lot of hard work and still the product doesn't work, and that is the core of how the field works. So I think you have to have a little bit of a thick skin. All right, I think that's all the questions I have. Thank you so much, Akash, for doing this, for sharing, the core of your degree and how it works, and specifically how it works in MIT. I'm sure there are aspiring designers, aspiring product designers, who will benefit from this conversation. Guys, if you all have any more questions for Akash, you all can reach out to him. And what we are going to do is, at Unbox College, we are going to provide you with a platform where you can talk to people like Akash and some other really cool people. So you can check out the link in the description for details about that. And until then, we hope this video was useful and we hope it made sense for you. Thank you.